Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Two Bar Connection with your hosts, Jesse.
And James, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on indeed? We have a bit of a short notice episode here, huh?
Yeah, a little short notice. Well, it's funny because our plans had changed a little bit after actually looking at some of the stuff we wanted to look at. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, no. let's
Yeah,
just
it turns
let's
out
just do it.
yeah, it turns out TGS ain't shit. It's
Just say
just
it. Yeah.
TGS ain't shit.
Yeah, dude, I wrote a list of all like the games I was interested in, and after I was done writing them down, I'm like, we've talked about 90% of these games already, and the only two new ones were like Dragon's Dogma. Well, at least for me, Dragon's Dogma and another one called Nivalis. But we could talk about them another time. But yeah, dude, I wrote it. I was like, the other games I listed like were Persona 5 Tactica, Persona 3 Remake, and then another game that we'll talk about later. And I'm just like, yeah, no, TGS was just a giant Microsoft advert to the Japanese. That's that's really all this shit was. So
Please buy Xboxes.
Yeah.
Please buy Xboxes.
Xboxes. And it's funny because dude, I saw they even said like, oh, for a limited time for the Japanese only, get Game Pass for like $1 for like the first month, and I'm like, hey, we had that at one point. What the fuck? What the hell?
Yeah, well, way back when we played Back for Blood. Yeah.
I'm still debating whether I got ripped off by that dollar. I just spent it all.
Hey, you know what? I got to play Proteus on there. I got to see what Proteus was like, and then I ended up buying Proteus when it came out. So I was pretty happy with my dollar. I think it was $1 well spent.
Oh, okay. Well, I did not, but it's
Yeah.
okay. It's fine. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah. So our plans have changed. So we're gonna be talking about some other stuff.
Some other
Some big
shit.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we still got some stuff to talk about. You know, it's gonna be a bit of a shorter episode, but still very important because we have some very big news, as in one of the biggest leaks possibly ever in gaming history, where Microsoft seems to have done a little oopsie. Right? They're gonna be the freshest member of the fuck up club, along with Unity and John Riccitello.
Unity.
So there's that. And then we also have a story where the FTC seems to be re-challenging the Activision Blizzard and Microsoft acquisition, even though now the UK apparently approved the Activision Blizzard and Microsoft acquisition after some contingencies were given. Then we also have Jim Ryan, CEO of Sony, planning to retire next spring. Also have some troubles with the KOTOR Remake, as the KOTOR Remake trailer was apparently hidden, and, well, it's had a very troubled development cycle up to this point. But we do have two games we personally are interested in that we'd like to talk about, and that would be Selaco, which is an indie first-person shooter. We'll go more into that later on. Of course, it's more up my alley. And then we have Trails Through Daybreak, which is the weeb bait nonsense that James loves, and that I kind of like too. But
why you gotta talk about it like that? Why you gotta disrespect my people like that? However, I will admit, when I saw the trailer, well, I mean, I've seen the trailer already in Japanese, but you know, seeing it again, I'm like, damn, the animation has gone up tremendously for that game.
yes,
But it seems they've fallen. They have fallen for the anime trope where any movement and the female's boob physics just go absolutely berserk.
yeah. Well, we'll go more into detail on that later on. Which, by the way, that's called.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. By the way, that's called gynaxing. That's what it's called when their titties go nuts.
What?
I call that gynaxing. Yeah, there's a term for it.
There's no fucking way that's a term.
Yeah, that's a term. It's called gynaxing, and we'll talk more about that later. And actually, I saw a funny video.
Okay.
That actually kind of relates to it. But we'll talk about that later. In the meantime, how are you doing, man? How's your past few days been? Because it's only been like a week since we last recorded the previous episode.
Yeah, it's been good, man. I was working. I worked like 3 days, and then I actually picked up a shift on Sunday for some overtime because we're a bit short-staffed.
Hmm.
And yeah, they also gave a bonus too. Like that's how short-staffed we are. That management is like, please, we'll literally give you $200 just to show up, please. And I'm like, you're lucky I got bills to pay and I've got games to buy. And
Yep.
sure as shit, yeah. But it's been going good. Like I was telling you off camera, I don't know what it is, but I feel strange. I feel like
Yeah.
the impending, like everyone knows how they feel right before they get sick,
Hmm.
and that's how I feel right now. I don't know what it is. It's like mild head fuzziness. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I didn't get enough sleep. Because I did work 4 days in a row, which I've done
Hmm.
before, but I haven't done it in a long time. Actually, I think the last time I worked a long stretch was when I went to Canada.
Hmm.
Dude, I worked 6 days in a row.
Holy
Non,
shit.
bro,
Damn. They wrung you dry.
it was an awful time. It was an awful time. It was so bad. 6 days in a row. I had hurt my toe, so I was limping,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then I went straight from work to the airport. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah. This sounds familiar. I think we've discussed this before.
Hmm.
But yeah. So honestly, I felt fine at the end of the 4 days. I just think I didn't get. I just think I didn't get a good enough sleep. But we'll know tomorrow. But yeah. And then then that's pretty much it, man. How about you?
Oh.
How are you doing
Well,
this fine
fingers
evening
crossed on
and
that.
week? Yeah.
I myself am doing a-okay. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm excited to watch Castlevania because new Castlevania series came out, but I didn't get to watch it this weekend because I was too busy playing Baldur's Gate, which I managed to finish
No.
yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna say you finished it, man. Tell us about it without spoilers, because I still wanna I
Yeah,
still
of
wanna
course, of course. So, I mean, Act 3, like all my complaints of Act 3 is still holds up. Um, it's not as buggy, and the performance has definitely improved a lot. So on that front, it was good. But I do feel like it was kind of underwritten in some parts because Act 1 and 2 are so amazing and have so many variations on things that can happen. Which, by the way, did you see the halfling barbarian video return?
Yes, they made a sequel. Yep, dude, it popped up in my feed, and I was like, oh, that's it. I need to see it, and
And you know what?
I
First off, did you see how they took the smoke powder barrel while the gnome was threatening to blow him up?
yes, dude.
And it blew my fucking mind that the game accounted for that. Mid cutscene, they were talking mid cutscene. She's like, "I'm gonna blow it up. I swear, I'm gonna do it. I'm fucking crazy, man." And then in the background,
And
you
then
see
the
a little
halflings are
halfling
like,
barbarian just
do it.
yoink. And he's like, "All right, do it, bitch." She's like, "All right, I'm gonna fucking do it." Wait, what the fuck? Like,
Oh my god,
that
dude.
to me,
Yes,
that blew my mind.
they really.
That was
I
amazing.
Dude, it's really amazing how we're still finding shit out months down the line. Well, no, not months. It's only been out for
Yeah, the
how
game's been
long?
out for almost about 2 months at this point. Actually, yeah, I think
Yeah.
exactly 2 months to this day. I think it was August 2nd when it came out, or third.
Yeah, I think so. Because I remember I had gone on vacation, and I had convinced you and Manny to pick it up, like to just buy it so that you can get like the digital upgrade for free. Because
Hmm.
it was gonna come out in about a week or 2 weeks at that time. So I do remember
Yeah.
that. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's amazing how the game still has like shit like that we're finding out about it. I'm excited to go through it now, like with my Futa Barbarian and your and your Sorcerer.
Yeah, I know. I am. Me too. Me too. But going back to Act 3, right? Like I said, it's a little underwritten because like the game just kind of ends. Like you beat the final boss, and then you and the final boss fall into the bay, right? And then you come out, and it's like, oh well, I guess we saved the day. So you guys want to get some beers, and then that's pretty much it. Like the story runs off because the sun is burning him, And they're like, all right, well,
Oh,
see you, sorry. And he's like, all right,
yeah, see,
I'll see you
see
guys
you
later
around.
as he runs off in the distance. And then everyone else is like, yeah, okay, so you had some beers?
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, and then like if you do your romance, you do get an extra scene depending on your choice. I actually saved just before with Lazel because there's a choice between her leaving for story reasons to go do what she has to do or to stay with you. And I did both. But man, I really hate that you can't just leave with her. There's no option for you to just leave with her. And I feel like that's kind of an oversight. You have to play like if Yankee in order to do it. You can't do it otherwise.
Oh, well.
Which to me is
what?
fucking lame.
Unfortunately, for lore purposes, I completely understand why they did that.
No, don't tell me that.
Sorry. I don't know what the ending is, but I'm thinking what it could be. And if it is what I think it is, then lore-wise, it's
No,
completely
you can go with her.
You can go with...
You can go with her.
Yeah, as a gift Yankee.
Yeah, I don't want to be a gift Yankee.
What's wrong,
I like my human pally of vengeance that I
live.
totally modeled after the Doom guy. Even though as I finished making him, because I used the Doom Eternal Doomslayer as reference, but I ended up making him look like Doom 3 guy. If you see the pictures of Doom 3 Marine and you see my character, they actually look a lot alike.
Let me see.
Except one's got black hair and the other one's got brown hair.
Let's see. Doom 3 guy. Dude.
And then you probably don't remember how my character looks, but it looks pretty similar.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I've ever seen what your pally looks like.
No, you have not. I'll have to show you later.
Yeah.
We can do a little side by side comparison.
Yeah.
By then.
All right, sounds good to me, man.
But I'm like, fuck. And then for me the best the one that made the most sense narratively is for her to leave, right? So I'm just there.
You're like
I'm just there, sad with my dick in my hand, and I'm just. Jahira just turns to me, he's like, hey, you want to get some beer? I'm like, all right, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's funny. It's the equivalent of, wow, that was the love of your life, and you let her go. Let me buy you a drink.
Pretty much, yeah. But overall, absolutely love the game. And game of the year, I'm just calling it right now, bro. We need a 2023.
We called it already in early access. We called it in early access, bro.
We don't need a 2023 review video, which is Baldur's Gate. That's it, because that's all that 2023 video is gonna be. It's just be us just sucking Baldur's Gate's nuts.
Honestly, dude, our game of the year review our game of the year vid on Baldur's Gate should just be our exploits of our tactician run, and all the
and a full spoiler review, just talk about everything.
Oh, dude, full on spoiler. Yes, absolutely.
Because you should be done by then. Because hopefully you can finish it. Because you got 2 more months before the year ends. It's not much. It's not much.
I have a lot to play.
It's a lot, but you've done most of it already. Because you did Act 2 already. Well, you're gonna redo Act 2, but you're at the end.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have to redo that much. But yeah. But anyway, fuck, man. There's so much shit to play.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have not had this problem in such a long time.
Yeah. So my final playthrough came in at 103 hours.
Damn.
But if you include all the save scumming, it's probably closer to 120.
Well, wait, are you looking at your Steam a lot of time or
No, if it's Steam, it's 223. It's 223 across all playthroughs, across early access, all the different alternate characters I made, my main character, your campaign, Manny and James's campaign.
Yeah.
Right? That it clocked in around 223 hours.
Thank you for referring me to me in the third person.
Yes. I said you and Manny.
No, I heard Manny and James.
No, I said you and Manny.
Play it back. You're gonna.
Okay, you can play it back when we're done uploading. Okay.
Roll that shit back. But anyway, yeah, dude. Yeah, easily game of the year. I already knew that was gonna be game of the year, and every game I play, I'm like, damn, this would have been game of the year if it wasn't for Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, because for a while Resident Evil 4 had it in the bag. Like, oh, there's nothing better gonna beat this, right?
Or
nothing's gonna beat this.
Or Tears of the Kingdom, apparently, which I still haven't. Actually...
Well, I never played it, so I can't.
Yeah,
I can't comment on it. My copy is sitting right there, with the wrapping on it still.
You're
I'm
waiting
not
for the.
fucking
You're waiting
over
for Switch 2, bro. I get it. Me too.
Please, Miyamoto-san, save me. I don't want to play that fucking. I don't want to play this game at fucking 22 FPS. Barely 900p.
Oh my god, bro. That's so. Barely 900p, dude. And God forbid you set something on fire.
Oh yeah, It's just. And well, besides that, I did play Octopath Traveler. I'm gonna finish that game. I'm gonna finally finish it. Okay, I bought it in fucking June, and I'm gonna finish it. I swear, I'm gonna finish it. Hopefully this week, because all I have to do is just the epilogue, and that's it. The epilogue, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but my characters are so over leveled. I'm probably just gonna blitz through the final boss.
Very nice.
So I did that, and then I also played a very interesting demo.
Tell me about it.
So there's the demo. The game is called Nightmare of Decay, and essentially it's a first-person Resident Evil game. Like it's like OG PS1 Resident Evil.
Ooh, in the first
And if
person?
if you were to look at it, like everything looks like it was made like straight out of Resident Evil 1, like the PS1, the OG. Like it looks like it has like the same exact art style. The zombies look very similar.
What's it called?
And Nightmare of Decay.
Nightmare of Decay. Okay.
Yeah, Nightmare of Decay. And the layout of the mansion is like almost exactly the same. Like it looks exactly like the Resident Evil 1 mansion. I mean, some things are changed around a bit. Like instead of you encountering the first zombie, after you pass the dining room, you go into the basement, and the basement's like off to the side, outside the front door. You fight the zombie, and then like you unlock it. You unlock the mansion, and then you save, and then from there you play. And I played through it twice. I played through it on normal, and I played through it on hard. For both demos, and I had a really good time. It's fun. It's a very short demo. It's only like 20 minutes. My first one took about 30 minutes because there's actually a little Resident Evil 4 shooting target mini game. It's so funny. Like it's like the first room you come across. It's just some target practice room. And then off to the side, you see like the price is like, 60 points to get this, 80 points to get this, or 20 points to get this.
Yeah.
And like there's like a little BB gun there, so you just pick up the BB gun, you just start shooting and get points, and then you unlock stuff. And then from there, you can actually start playing the game. But it's got all the things you'd expect from a classic Resident Evil game. Without the inventory management, you don't have to worry about inventory management. You can just pick everything up.
I like it.
That's the only
It was
exception.
pretty good.
Yeah, and it's only $5.
Yeah.
It's just a $5 game,
Yeah,
and you
I saw
can barely
that.
beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap. You can you can beat it like in 2 or 3 hours, from what I can tell from the reviews. People said, yeah, you can be like 2, but for $5, that's more than fair.
Yeah.
And it's pretty well made. I did enjoy the demo a lot. However, what I didn't enjoy was played another demo called Phantom Fury, which is the sequel to Ion Fury, which was the indie first-person shooter made in the Build engine, which is the same engine that Duke Nukem games, the old Duke Nukem games, used to use.
Yeah, I actually just saw G-Man's review of apparently an expansion pack.
Yeah, there's like a little DLC for it.
Okay, cool. And you
Yeah,
didn't
that's
like
for
it?
Ion Fury. That's not for
Oh.
Phantom Fury. Phantom Fury is a new game. It's a sequel. And so Ion Fury actually used to be called Ion Maiden. But then Iron Maiden, being assholes, were like, no, you can't do that. You might confuse the people. And they decided to sue 3D Realms over it. So they had to change it to Ion Fury instead. Even Ion Maiden was a way cooler name, but okay. Whatever. I guess people get confused with the metal band and the indie video game. But this new one actually uses 3D graphics, and it actually looks a lot like the Duke Nukem Forever, but the old Duke Nukem Forever, like the 2001. If you look at the old Duke Nukem Forever trailer, the 2001, it looks very similar to Phantom Fury. If you look at Phantom Fury, very very similar looks to each other. And the thing is, though, this Phantom Fury game, now I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because apparently it's an alpha demo, but this game's gonna come out this year. So like, why are you releasing an alpha demo as opposed to a demo with like the latest build you have if your game's coming out this year? Like, I don't understand. But really, the biggest issue is one, the guns suck. They're like shooting like, you know, that BB gun. I must have been using that BB gun I had in Nightmare Decay, because those things did no damage whatsoever. The enemies didn't give a shit that I was shooting them. They did not flinch at all, and they would just bum rush me the entire time. They would just run up to you and just shoot you, and like they wouldn't care. There was like no like hit stun effects if you shot them. They didn't get stunned or anything like that. They would just keep shooting you.
Very interesting, huh?
So it's a little iffy right now. I hope this is just because it's an alpha demo, and this is just a bad impression. But if this is how the game is, my God, please delay it.
Dear God,
please, for the love of God, delay it, because these games are cool and they deserve better than this.
Yeah.
And well, that's pretty much been my past week. I mean, outside of work and stuff, but work is work. Nothing's really changed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All the personal stuff's the same.
Very nice. Yeah, I'll see if I can knock a dent into Baldur's Gate like Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, well, Friday we're gonna do a little practice stuff. So.
Oh well, during the day.
Yeah.
And then in the night, we can play around with our new toys.
Oh, what was that? You went Megatron there.
Sorry, no, I was just saying like I'm saying on Friday we can practice with our new toys that we're working on.
Yeah.
Because we're working on some
we'll see
stuff.
what we do. All right. Well, ready to talk some news?
Absolutely. Let's see what we got.
All right. What we got here first up is our biggest story. So, as we said, Microsoft had probably their biggest leak ever.
I don't know why, but it makes it sound like he just took a humongous piss.
I mean, they kind of did. They got caught pulling their dick out and pissing in the corner.
Pissing in the fuck up corner.
Yeah, pissing in the fuck up corner, right? That's where that fourth corner is, man. You had one. What was the last time? One corner was John. Next corner was the modder.
Oh God! Yeah.
Other corner was, I don't remember who now at this point. and then now we got Microsoft just pissing off in the corner.
Oh my God, bro.
So interestingly enough, this leak was actually, not only was it self-inflicted, but the circumstances around it are kind of interesting. Apparently, Microsoft, first everyone thought it was the FTC that leaked it, but FTC was like, no, that ain't us, boy. We didn't do that. That's on Microsoft.
Yeah.
And apparently someone at Microsoft uploaded the documents on the internet, and at first there was just the files that they had that they went through, basic files. But if you look at it through Adobe Reader, it actually opens up a ton of hidden files that you're not supposed to have access to. And that's how people have been able to see everything that there is.
Yeah, dude.
Now, as for the leaks themselves, they're important because they give us a lot of insight into Microsoft's future. That includes their games, a mid-gen refresh that they're going to be doing for the current Xbox console, and it gives us a little bit of insight into the next-gen console.
Yeah, essentially their plans all the way up to, I believe, 2028 they had said.
Yep. And so I actually took a lot of notes on it. I should probably open it up right now.
Yeah, definitely open the notes. Yeah, actually, it wasn't just the internet. I think they had actually uploaded to I believe it was a website for like the courts, because I think it was related to their FTC,
Yeah, it was related to their trials.
Yeah. So they had uploaded documents to like a court, to the court websites and shit, and of course that's public record. Anybody can access it, but I guess people found that there were some other goodies.
Yeah, someone used Adobe Reader. It's like, oh, what's all this extra stuff?
Hidden files, please do not open.
Secret. For Phil's eyes only. All right. Now, as for the actual leaks, so we're gonna go. I divided it into three parts. I don't know if you divided it up, but essentially we could talk first about the hardware, then we could talk about the software, which is pretty much games at this point.
Yeah.
Game Pass, and then any gossip, because there actually is some private emails that
Yeah.
again give us some insight into where Microsoft's headspace is.
Yep.
Now, to be fair, a lot of these documents are years old at this point, so things can change. But still interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
So for the first thing is we have the Xbox Midgen refresh, which is codenamed Project Brooklyn. And did you saw the actual picture of like what it looks like? It's like a cylinder.
Yeah. It's not a box.
So,
at all.
it's not a box. It's called Xbox,
I
but
mean,
it's a cylinder.
it looks more like it's barrel chested. I'm sorry, but
Oh my god. Okay.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, dude. So the new design actually it looks pretty dope.
Mhm.
The most glaring obvious detail is the fact that there is no disk drive.
Yes, actually. So they're actually seems to be going all in on digital. They funny enough, the on the little diagram it says adorably digital. Like, what the fuck is that? Okay. You ever just looked at your Wi-Fi icon like, oh, look how cute. I have no connection. Ain't that adorable? I'm at 2 bars
I'm 2 bars because I'm trying to download Baldur's Gate onto my Xbox. 120
and 200 ms. Isn't that cute? Right. So we have Microsoft really pushing for digital. Now, the thing is, I'm a little. I don't know about you, but I'm a little worried about Microsoft and trying to set the precedent for digital only consoles.
Yeah. Well, well, actually, yeah, well, let me let you finish your piece.
Well, I mean, the thing is that for game preservation purposes and for ownership purposes, right? Physical has advantages over digital. I mean, digital is it's all about convenience and stuff. And I love digital. I mean, I have Steam. I have like a bajillion games on Steam, but you can't help but feel like Steam kind of single-handedly destroyed physical media for PC, and I don't want that to happen to consoles as well.
Yeah.
Especially like I said for game preservation purposes and for ownership, right? Because they're going to try and pull that bullshit where it's like, oh, we can change whatever the hell we want, right? Because you don't own it. Like, you just own the license to play it.
Yeah.
Right? Which is what they say in their, in like the terms of
TOS.
agreement and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and the law hasn't really caught up to it up to this point. We don't really know, we don't really have many laws on like the rights of consumer rights and digital products. And so I don't want, I don't want these companies getting more power than they already have over their games.
Yeah. So I will say that on the game preservation front, I absolutely 100% agree. I think that games need to be preserved, especially since we did that story the other day that what was the percentage of games that are like lost?
It was less than 20%.
Oh yeah, that's less than 20% are actually like preserved.
Yeah, it was like 18, I think, precisely.
Yeah, it's a low number. It's a super low number.
It's a very, very low number.
Yeah, so that means that there's a lot of games that are essentially lost to the ether now that we can only hear about through stories. Like they're gonna be like the new, what's it called? Verbal poetry, kind of like a Homer, where they just tell the stories.
Oh yeah. Oral tradition.
Oral tradition, exactly. Let me tell you about E.T. for the Atari.
Oh, no one wants to hear that shit.
Oh, come on, dude. That'd be a funny story to tell the kids.
No one wants to. No one wants that.
But, however, I will say, and yes, you're right, dude. Steam absolutely, dude, they wiped physical media off. Like
almost overnight, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, overnight. And in fact, actually, I think all PCs now, like all towers, they have the optional disk drive, but dude, they're all sleek. There's nothing that you can go in. They're like sealed containers now. Um, so Xbox is just trying to go with that trend, and it's funny because they even talk about it somewhere else in the leaks that um, I don't know if it was in the email or if it was in discussions, but but I think Phil talks about it that the game industry just did not do it didn't catch up properly to distributors like Steam because they would talk about how publishers were the middleman to help with getting games out, but ever since Steam came out, essentially people are looking at publishers like, what are you good for? The middleman is now gone. Developers and game makers can just sell their games directly to customers through platforms like Steam. Um, so, I don't know about the whole thing where they can like change a game even though you already own it. Kind of like how Disney Plus has all their movies on Disney Plus, and they edited it,
Mm-hmm.
to correct some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Inappropriateness of the older movies, or to put a warning label in front of it, like, hey, this movie is pretty racist, but they didn't know at the time, that kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so they'll probably do that shit with games too, but I think they won't mostly do from peer pressure, because like what we saw with Unity, they tried some bullshit and the whole community just went, no, we're not doing it because that's a really bad precedent to set. So I think it'll be more like peer pressure and social pressure that'll keep them from doing some fucked up shit like you were describing in the TOS. Like or the thing with the TOS where they can just edit games at will just because they can, and oh, you don't own the product, you own the key. It's like, oh, okay, well then that means that you're expected now to be responsible with said product instead of being a dick. And if they don't do that, then um, they're gonna see their goodwill burn, like with Unity. And honestly, the standard has been set by Steam, dude. Uh, really, in all of Steam's history, there really hasn't been much in terms of like anti-consumer. It's always been very pro-consumer, except for the whole refunds debacle, the mod issue with Bethesda, which they quickly overturned. Has there been any Steam controversies or not? Not really. Besides what I mentioned.
Yeah, I think there was like the refund stuff,
Yeah.
which I don't remember the specifics about it, but they got like sued, and then they had to get like a bunch of refunds for it.
Yeah, and then that's what led them to actually having an official refund policy. Because I know for a very long time, refunds were not a thing on Steam. But in any case, platforms like Steam put players first, for better for worse. They are the best distributor by a long shot.
Yeah, but
So,
can we trust everyone else to?
well,
Because just because you have a standard, right, doesn't mean that all these corporations are going to hold up. All these
well,
big companies are going to hold up to it. I mean, how many times have they fallen below that standard? We've had the standard for ages, and how many
ex-
times do they continuously go below it and
exactly
get
they
away with
have.
it?
But in this case, this is one of those like lines that they dare not cross because everyone is already invested in a certain gaming experience, and any change to it has to be for the better, because if not, you're gonna get a lot of backlash. So with and you even saw it because EA, Ubisoft, they have their own distributing platforms now. Epic Games as
No
well
one
has.
uses them.
Yeah, exactly. Why does no one use them? Because EA does shit like, oh hey, listen, we're gonna remove these games out of your library. You heard about that, right?
I think I remember that.
Yeah, dude. I can't
No, no,
remember.
wasn't it Ubisoft? It was Ubisoft, I think.
Oh, it was Ubisoft. I'm sorry. It was one of those fuckheads. But
Yeah,
anyway,
Ubisoft. Yeah, Ubisoft was like, oh yeah, we're gonna remove your account activity,
yeah, because
and you're gonna use that to
it's
start your games.
exactly. It's inactive, so the game that you bought and paid for is now gone because you haven't played it in 5 years. And it's like, excuse me, who the fuck are you to say that? If I don't want to play a game for 5 years, I don't have to. The whole point of me owning the game is that I can play it whenever the fuck I please. So they do shit like that, and then in the same breath they wonder, hey, why don't we have so many subscribers? So, guess again, back to Steam. They left, they tried to do this shit. EA even removed games off of Steam like Sims and Madden. And guess what? Now they're back because they couldn't compete. Well, not that they couldn't compete, but their decisions just led to bad. Actually, let me check to see if Madden is. Yeah, see, Madden's back on Steam.
Madden's there, yeah.
Madden's there.
I saw some ads in the carousel for it. I'm like, what the hell? Why do I want to play this?
Yeah, why the fuck would I want to play Madden?
I haven't played a Madden game since like 05.
Exactly. And by the way, side note, the last good football game was NFL Street 2. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
We got to bring back those arcade-ass
yes, dude.
football games, but we're never going to get those because EA's making $1 bajillion and has a stranglehold on the license.
And NFL is also getting $1 bajillion, and you know damn well they don't give two shits about gamers. All they care about is their money. And anyway, so that's why I'm not too worried, because there is a standard with Steam, and you've seen people and not people, but you've seen companies try to deviate from the standard or try to do something different, but it's a coincidence, right, that all of their different things that they try to do ends up screwing the consumer, so they just go, no, I'm just going to stick to Steam. Oh, but you can't play the new Star Wars. And I'm like, okay, the new Star Wars probably sucks ass anyway. And then they end up going back to Steam because they're losing so much money.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand your concern, and it is a legitimate concern, which is why I believe that we should actually start a Patreon to fund Lord Gavin's immortality, so that so he
can upload his conscience into the Steam servers.
Yes, just like Cave Johnson from Portal.
Yes, I actually haven't played Portal, so I don't remember. I don't know about that.
Actually, that was a little snippet because I had gotten the Steam Deck, and there's a little thing where you play. Essentially, it's a little free mini game that shows like the Steam Deck and what it can do, and it shows and it's essentially you work at Aperture Science Lab, and you actually get to meet Cave Johnson's head, which is a giant stone block, and he's like, oh yeah, I was dying, so I uploaded myself into a computer, but the scientists couldn't figure out how to actually get me a body, so yeah, I've just been sitting here for like 20 years or something.
Okay, well,
but anyway, so yeah, so sorry, that was a little bit of a long-winded rant, my bad. Do you have any thoughts on what I said? Any?
No, I get you.
Yeah.
You think,
sorry. I felt like I dominated that little spiel there.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine, dude. But moving on to going back to the hardware of the Xbox, of the mid-gen refresh on the Xbox, Project Brooklyn. We also have a 2 terabyte storage, so that means you're gonna be able to store some games on there, which you're gonna need since it's gonna be all digital at this point. And with games being like on average like 200 gigabytes. I mean, hey man, think about how many Warzone updates you can put in 2 terabytes of storage, bro. That's like 2.5. that's like maybe 2.5 patches of.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Warzone.
And I can't believe they do that shit on purpose too, so that you can't download any other games.
I think they remedied it a little bit. I think they've gone back and retroactively condensed the game down a bit, but still. And then we also have lower PSU consumption, so lower power supply unit consumption, so it means it's gonna be a bit more energy efficient. So you'll be a lot kinder on your electricity bill. And it's going to be $499, so pretty much the same price as Xbox consoles are currently. And it's going to be here with next November. So just in time for next Christmas. Woohoo. Which is probably the perfect time to release a refresh. And we have here, a bit more interestingly, is the new Xbox controller.
Yes, dude. I guess Xbox liked what they saw with the DualShock, and now they're like, oh hey, we should probably do something like that.
Yeah, well, they pulled from quite a few things. It's gonna be called Sebile or Sebel. I don't know how to say it. Sebile. I'm just gonna go Sebile.
Oh, I thought it was Siebel.
Siebel. That's how Skill Up said it. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
But he's Australian, so
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
they say zebra.
Ze-
I like pronouncing shit the same way as the Australian
weird.
does.
That's weird. I would never say zebra.
Yeah, I would never see zebra either. Exactly. My point exactly. So it's Sebile for now. And then, so it has like a cool little checkered design where it's like this big white streak, like going through the middle. And then like the handles are black and the triggers are kind of black. And interestingly, well, several interesting things here. First, it's going to have modular parts. You actually be able to take it apart, actually put new parts into it, which to me, that's the coolest thing about it, that you can actually customize your own controller. And I feel like it's been a long time coming because we've had like customizable mice for like ages at this point.
Oh yeah.
But you know, consoles haven't really caught up, unless you buy like the Xbox Elite controller, which is like $100 something bucks or something insane.
Yeah, it's super.
So hopefully, Sebile will be a bit cheaper, at least a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Now that, you know, some years have passed and maybe they've made the processing, the manufacturing process a bit simpler. But yeah, like I have my mouse here, right? I mean, I could put little weights inside and stuff.
Yeah.
And it has like, you know, adjustable DPI. And this isn't like, you know, super advanced. It's not one of the crazy ones, but it's cool, right? And I would really like, you know, something kind of like this for controllers. So there's a little bit of customization.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Finish talk.
No. I was just gonna say. I guess they must have gotten some good feedback from the Elite controller, because I think that was you were able to customize parts for that, right?
Yeah, it was like $100.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess now they're like, oh, we'll bring that kind of customization to like the standard controller, because this is supposed to be the new standard controller now, like going forward, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So from here on out, the Sebile will be Sebile. Sebile will be what you
senile.
Yes. Will be it's gonna be what you get going forward, and it seems like they're taking from the PlayStation, the DualShock 5, I think, or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
The PS5 controller. It's gonna have haptic feedback and haptic feedback triggers. So, like for example, like say you're playing like a game with like a bow and arrow, right? If you hold down, you know, the primary fire button, the trigger is actually gonna increase the tension as you pull down on it, reflecting, you know, how
archer,
when you pull back a bow, right, it's going to have increased tension. So that's going to be cool for some immersive experiences.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have this interesting thing where it's the controller itself will actually connect to the cloud. And this kind of ties into how Xbox has been promising for like the better part of a decade about how they're going to use cloud processing in their games. You know, the power of the cloud, right? They have
exactly.
Azure, I think it was like Azure. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah,
Microsoft Azure.
Microsoft
I think it's
Azure. Yeah, which I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, so they're still working on that, and the idea behind it is pretty much, like some server, the Microsoft servers themselves will actually do some processing on part of the controller, and the reason why the controller being able to connect to the server is good is because it's not connecting to the console and then to the server. Which is what normally would happen. If you're playing an online game, first, you know, the skills have to go to the console has to interpret it, and then it has to send it to the server, and the server has to interpret it. Yeah. And that can lead to some input latency, but when you cut the middleman out, the console in this case, it actually reduces input latency. So playing like a first-person shooter will feel a lot more responsive. Yeah. If you use Sebile.
No, yeah.
As opposed to just using a regular controller.
Yeah. I wonder how that would work, actually. Because then you would have to essentially, you know.
Well, the console control, can you probably connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then you just connect the controller, and the controller just connects to your Wi-Fi too.
Yeah.
Oh, and also like a little interesting thing. It's nothing really major, but like it'll actually turn on and off depending on if you're using it. Like it'll just turn off automatically, and then it'll turn on when you pick it up.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So you don't have to press any button. You just pick it up and it just turns on. And you put it down, and I guess after a few minutes it goes into sleep mode. Now, What's even more interesting is we have some insight into the next gen console, so the successor to the Xbox Series X. But this console doesn't have a name yet. At least I don't think so. Did you see a name for it? I didn't see a name.
No.
No, right?
I know. I did not. I did not see a name. No.
Okay, I did not see a name. Yeah, neither did I. But this new console is actually going to be is planned to be a hybrid console, and it's going to be using a combination of local processing and cloud processing. So once again, going back to what we were talking about with the servers. So some Microsoft server somewhere is going to be, processing some part of the game, while the console itself processes like the other half of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like, imagine you're playing Cyberpunk and like the servers processing like the crowds and like the traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the console itself is going to be processing like, the ray tracing and all that other graphical shit. But it could lead to a lot of streamlining. It could actually make things easier for devs possibly in the future, because they could just be like, okay, well, we'll just have this. We'll just, program our game to like, this will be focused on the server, and then we can focus more on these other things that we want to really hone in on.
Yeah.
What do you have your thoughts on that on a hybrid console?
So if the servers crash, does that mean half my game won't load? Theoretically?
I don't know. There's no word on that, on what would happen. I imagine it'll just default to local processing, and then your game will just like it just won't run as well, maybe, possibly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or well, I can imagine the Xbox will have like a fail safe, I guess, kind of like a safe mode, where now it has a certain amount of processing power. It'll automatically downgrade some of the graphical settings or whatever to.
Yeah. It'll like change the resolution, and then like maybe take off anti-aliasing. But it'll be
right after it gives you a big.
Like
right after it gives you a big fat error, it just fucking it downgrades your whole fucking game, and you're like, oh my god, no, my frames.
You've been disconnected. Your game would not look like shit.
Yeah, but that'd be cool though.
Could not connect to Xbox servers.
You could not connect to Xbox servers.
Your game will look like shit.
You're reverting back to Xbox 360.
Shit settings.
Oh man.
I imagine it's really kind of jarring though, where like all of a sudden your resolution just dips, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yes, dude, exactly. My immersion will break.
Yeah, so I mean, they've been working on this apparently for like 10 years at this point, because they promised this back in Xbox One, and that didn't do shit. So
yes, that's why I'm like, I haven't heard of Microsoft Azure in a while.
Now, as for the potential of it, I'm very interested in the potential of it.
Well, I'm a tech guy.
I know it can probably lead to a lot of headaches, but
yeah, but
it could possibly be really cool too.
Yeah, dude. Listen, man. I'm a tech dude, so any advancements in technology, I'll always be a fan of. Like anytime there's a breakthrough in like VR, for example, I'm always for it. I'm waiting for the breakthroughs to be enough to where everybody can experience VR without having to break their wallets. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited because I know a lot of people. Google Stadia left cloud gaming left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, like as far as cloud gaming goes. Well, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe Microsoft can actually do it because they're actually working on it instead of just releasing half-baked shit like La Stadia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so continuing off the hardware, the GPUs can be made in partnership with AMD. NVIDIA Club here, so
wait. The GPU is going to be made by AMD.
The GPU is going to be made by AMD since they have a partnership with AMD.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see how that shapes up. But personally, I'm an NVIDIA guy. So
yeah, I think we both are. Well, I mean, NVIDIA has. Listen, not to shit on AMD, because actually AMD has been making great strides, like as far as like processors. Like that's what I'm using now, AMD, an AMD Ryzen. So I'm a huge AMD fan, but as far as graphics, dude, like I thought I think the NVIDIA has like the edge, but maybe Microsoft sees something that I don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be made specifically for the Xbox, so they're probably gonna hyper optimize it. So
Yeah.
it'll probably come out looking pretty damn good. And then as for CPU, it's gonna be using ARM 64 Zen 6, which I think is also it's also AMD.
Okay. Oh, damn. So they really are going all in on the AMD stuff, huh? Nice.
Yeah. And this is Zen 6. That's the sixth generation. Apparently, I think we're on second. I think I heard somewhere. So that's a pretty substantial leap.
Yeah.
And then I saw a word there that said forward compatibility. Do you have any idea what the heck that means? That's something I'm confused on.
The only thing I can think of right now is any future games that come out for for the next gen. So like for example, let's say I have the Xbox, the Brooklyn, right? For the mid-gen
Mm-hmm.
refresh. I can Oh, I just thought of something. Cloud gaming can
Well,
allow you
does it like mm-hmm.
so the cloud gaming can probably let you play games on the Xbox, the Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
even though the game is made for like the 2028 Xbox. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it has servers that handle processing, so your lower powered Xbox from the previous gen is able to play games on the next gen.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I could.
I mean, that's a
Yeah,
leap.
I could see that.
That's a leap. That's what I gathered from it.
Okay. So like you could play it, but then like you have to be 100% connected to the server.
Yeah, kinda.
But that's only like if you're playing like on a lower grade console at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're playing on a lower grade console, um, so the cloud gaming service will help handle the processing power so that you could still play the new title, even though it's a very excuse me, a very graphically demanding game or a very processor heavy game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So
get it.
that's actually that's a wow. That's actually pretty bold. Now it kind of makes
Yeah, it could be because then at that point you don't have to buy a new console.
exactly.
If your internet's good enough, you could just stick to the old shit.
Exactly. Wow. Huh.
And Microsoft still gets their money because you still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about it's not an all or nothing investment.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on because that's 100% like theory crafting that we just did there.
Yeah,
Let me
but
get
that sounds plausible though. that definitely sounds possible and it makes sense. But so that's it for hardware. We have here software, which is games they have planned within the next few years to be released. And I don't know if you saw this list, but oh my god, so much gas. Ooh. Damn, bro, that smoothie. All right. So first we have a game called Doom Year Zero, which so apparently it is still working on Doom games, which hey, I'm all here for because I fucking love the Doom games.
Indeed.
Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are like the best single player FPS games I've ever played.
Yeah.
I haven't played the Doom Eternal DLC yet. I should probably try and buy it. But it's cool to see that they're making a new one. Although Year Zero kind of makes me question what it is. It's possibly a prequel, but I'm not really sure. I'm not sure like what kind of prequel it would be. Like, is it going to be a prequel to this current one, or the previous ones? I'm not sure. So that'll be interesting to see. I think they said like fiscal year. I mean, well, I'm not gonna go by the fiscal year because that shit was out of whack. It's like, fiscal year like 2023, Doom Year Zero. I'm like, what the fuck? No, they haven't even announced it. But okay, I imagine it will probably come out sometime next year.
Yeah.
Unless I'm misunderstanding what fiscal year means.
Well, because I know for money purposes, yeah, man.
It ends like in March, right? It goes from like March of one year and then go into the March of next year.
I think so. I think it has something to do with tax season because you do your taxes in April, So I guess
Yeah.
the fiscal year ends right before you have to do your taxes. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to ask my mom. She's an accountant. She probably knows that shit. Mommy, what's a fiscal year? She'd be
My
like,
mom's
what?
a dietitian. What was that from again?
Wait, what'd you say?
My mom's a dietitian.
No, I don't know. Dude, that sounds like a South Park episode.
Fuck, no, it was from one of those Halo Machinima videos.
Really?
Yes,
I
I have
don't,
to look at it again. Okay.
dude, I don't know, man. I only ever saw Red versus Blue and Spriggs.
I don't remember. I don't remember it was from Spriggs. I think it might have been from Spriggs.
Okay,
But whatever.
well,
I'm
great.
sorry.
Well,
I
I'm gonna
digress.
rewatch it anyway because Spriggs is like what 8 episodes, so I'll knock
Yeah,
that shit
yeah,
out.
it's like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 8 or 10 episodes. Okay, and then going down the list, we have a Fallout 3 remaster. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So Bethesda's working on a remaster.
Yep.
Alongside the Oblivion remaster, which we actually spoke about previously.
We did. Well, is it a remaster or is it a remake? Like ground.
It says here remaster, because the rumor was that it was going to be either a remaster or a remake. Some people said it was remaster. Some people said it was remake.
Oh, okay.
But you know how often sometimes they like kind of
They
kind of,
interchange it. They interchange the two terms, right?
yeah they interchange it. They kind of fudge the naming of it. Like it's a remaster, but it's really like it's more like a remake, or they say it's a remake, but it's more like just a really detailed remaster.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I mean.
But this pretty much corroborates that they're gonna be doing something with Oblivion at this point. Whether it's a
Yes.
remaster or remake, we now know for sure. In some fashion, we're gonna see Oblivion again. And now apparently Fallout 3, which is great because I love Fallout 3. That game's awesome.
I know you do, dude. I remember Fallout 3. Like I remember going over to your house, watching you play. Dude, you had lists of character builds, and I'm like, the fuck? Like for a game, you made these lists, and that blew my mind. That blew my mind a lot. So.
Yeah, and then I found out you could just do everything.
Yeah.
I think I had almost all my skills by at 100 by the end of the game. By the time I reached level cap, I had like almost everything at 100, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
All that mattered was just what perks you picked. And even then, like, you were so fucking broken strong that it didn't matter. and now we have some surprising ones. First surprising one is Ghostwire Tokyo is actually looks like it's going to be getting a sequel.
Yeah.
From Tango Gameworks.
Yeah. You know, did you ever play that?
No, I did not.
Me neither.
It looked interesting, but the reviews were kind of middling on it.
Yeah.
And at the time, my computer wasn't strong enough. This was before I got my 2080.
Uh-huh.
This is actually when I had your old computer, I think, when that game came out. So now I have like a new processor, and now I have a 2080.
No, now you're ready.
Now I'm good. Yeah, now I can probably run it wonderfully. But the game, like people say, like the world's really cool and stuff, but it's the combat's kind of lame, and it's got that open world because it's kind of open world-ish.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I didn't think it would be open world-ish. I thought it'd be like level based, which I think we should probably do in the future. But the game did have potential. Like it had a really cool premise, and it had some cool ideas behind it.
Yeah. That's why I was wondering if you had played it. Because I never got a chance to get around to it. It was one of those games that was kind of like, a lot of people talked about it and said it was good for like 2 days, and then it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it fizzled, but
yeah,
but it did fizzle out. But for those of you who don't know who Ghostwire Tokyo is, it's like an action horror game, first-person action horror game made by Tango Gameworks, the makers of Evil Within, where you pretty much play as this guy who's been who lives like in Tokyo, and like the ghost world has like everyone in Tokyo has been turned to ghosts except for him, and so he has to like go around and exorcise the ghosts, and like he has to use like ninjutsu bullshit and like summon magic, and it's cool because it's like you don't use guns, your hands are your guns.
Yeah. Oh.
And like he does like Buddhist hand poses, and then he'll summon, and then he does like magic with it, and then that's what you fight the ghosts with.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool premise, but it's just the game itself just kind of it was okay.
Yeah, it's kind of meh.
Yeah, it was kind of meh from what I hear. I mean, I could probably like it more if I played it, but from what I saw, I wasn't too impressed either.
Yeah, well, I mean,
now
Oh, sorry, go.
Mhm.
I mean, I was just gonna say. I mean,
No, keep going. Keep
no,
going.
just Tango makes good games. So, I mean, if I were to go by Hi-Fi Rush, I would say that they're good developers. So if it is ever on sale, I'll probably pick it up and see what it's about.
Fucking gas, bro.
Dude, it's hot in my apartment. Did I? I'm gonna check my AC.
Damn.
Give me 1 sec.
Check your AC. Okay.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, still got a few more games here.
It is off, son of a bitch. What the fuck? I'm like, dude. What
We
the
live in the desert, isn't it like 60 something outside?
Yeah, dude. Actually, what is the temperature outside? It's been getting cold. Actually, it's been getting cold here.
Oh, it's that time of year, man. It's October.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's gonna be 69. Nice at midnight.
Nice.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold, so I'm happy. The spooky season is bringing all the coldness. But anyway, continue the games.
Yeah, another surprising sequel we're getting is Dishonored 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Which is, yes, I have. I played the first one. I love the first one.
Cool. I haven't played any of them.
The first one is absolutely amazing. So Dishonored is it's in stealth action, like immersive sim game, kind of like Thief, but with magic powers. And it's being developed by Arcane, but Arcane Lion, not Arcane Austin, the makers of Redfall and that dumpster fire. We don't.
That's why I was
we
like,
don't wanna...
Arcane? Wait. Oh, no.
Yeah. Arcane what? No. It's Arcane Lion. It's a good one. The good Arcane.
The good studio.
The good studio, exactly, right? It's like with BioWare, like BioWare Edmonton and BioWare
Montreal.
what was the one that made Andromeda?
I think it was
Montreal.
Was it?
Which was a good one. I think Montreal's a good one. Montreal's a good one, and Edmonton's the one that made Andromeda.
Yeah, but there's also BioWare Austin too. Right?
They do the SWTOR games.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. They pretty much just do SWTOR and that's it. But it's very surprising because these games, like as amazing as they are, and as critically loved as they are, they never really sell a lot. And even Arcane themselves are like, yeah, I don't know if we want to make any more of these because they kind of don't make money for whatever reason. I mean, they're great games. Admittedly, it is in a niche genre. Immersive sims and stealth games are niche, so I guess they don't really have too much broad appeal. But they're amazing games. At least the first one. I saw Rizzo play a little bit of the second one.
Oh, okay.
And it looked pretty cool, but I never got around to it. But those kind of games like Dishonored and Deus Ex and System Shock, like I love those style of games. So to see a Dishonored 3 being made, it does excite me.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll hear about it very soon.
Cool.
Then we got some confirmation on how Starfield was originally going to be a PS5 game.
Yeah.
But of course,
yeah.
Of course, Microsoft needs exclusives.
Yep.
Especially after Redfall, bro. They were hitting the emergency button.
Bro.
They broke the emergency glass.
Dude, they're lucky. They're lucky that they're lucky Starfield is they're lucky it didn't suck.
Yeah, and admittedly, I've been seeing a lot of discourse around Starfield where people are like, yeah, it's kind of mid. Like, the game feels kind of outdated.
Yes. That's why...
It's okay, but it's kind of outdated, especially in a post-cyberpunk world.
Post-cyberpunk, post-Baldur's Gate world. Again. Yeah.
And cyberpunk, like, as much as, as much of a dumpster fire that game was at launch, like, the presentation was really good.
Yeah, dude.
And the level of immersion you had when it wasn't shitting itself is amazing.
Yeah, well, that's honestly...
Whereas with Starfield, when I was looking... Mm-hmm.
No, go.
Yeah, whereas with Starfield, I was looking at it, I'm like, this looks a lot like Fallout 4. And I was like, that game came out like 8 years ago. Like, all the NPCs interact with you the same way they would interact with you in Fallout 4. They kind of walk around.
Yes.
As you would in Fallout 4. The narrative's kind of presented in the same way as pretty much any Bethesda game would be, like, in the past 20 years. Whereas with Cyberpunk, like, you're having, like, first-person cutscenes, like, practically.
Yeah, dude, first-person cutscenes, you see your arms, you see your legs when you run and shit, like, it's immersion, like, no joke, though. Like, it's immersive as hell. And, for better or for worse, Starfield is a game made by Bethesda, and that's great. So in some ways, and not so great in others. So, like people say, it's essentially Fallout in space.
Well, I hope this trend doesn't continue with Elder Scrolls 6. Which, speaking of Elder Scrolls 6, hey, don't expect Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon, man, because they said it says in the document the soonest you can expect it is 2026. Which, to me, honestly, that's generous.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, you know what? Fuck it. 2030. I like even numbers.
You think even numbers
I
is
like
2030?
Numbers.
Okay.
2030.
2030. Okay. I mean, my prediction. You know what my prediction is going to be? My prediction is that it's going to get pushed back, and then it's either going to be a launch title for the new next gen console, next gen Xbox console, or it's going to be a late in the current Xbox's life cycle and be like a cross gen game, where like it's going to be you can play it on the you can play it on your Xbox Series X, or you can play it on the Xbox whatever the heck it's going to be next.
Okay, interesting. I like that. So 2028 to 2030. That's the window that we're agreeing on?
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's fine.
That's what I think.
I can get behind that.
And hey, if your forward compatibility thing, that your little theory there, if that's true,
yeah,
that's more than possible.
That's
Although honestly, if you're up to me, I would say like we're just making a launch title. Like that's it. Just make it a launch title because that'll sell copies.
No, it would sell Xboxes too. So, dude, you know how many people would buy the fucking bundle?
Yeah, Xbox. That's what I meant to say. It'll sell Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you bundle it together, oh my god,
sold out.
And like you launch it during Christmas time.
Yeah.
The streets will run red with blood as everyone murders each other. Robberies and robberies and during daylight will be sky high.
It's gonna be a fucking bloodbath, Tom.
Exactly.
Oh Jesus.
Those security are like, stop you violating the law.
Oh my god. Alright, that's actually pretty
Give that man
exciting.
back his Xbox.
or the highwayman from Skyrim. It's like, hand over your Xboxes, or I'll gut you like a fish.
Exactly, that's what it's gonna be. Alright, hand over everything and you won't get hurt.
Never should have come here.
As you stand there with your Daedric armor at level 45 and your legendary Daedric mace.
Oh,
The fuck? You talking to me, buddy? Okay.
it's like, are you serious right now? Oh my god.
And well, from there on, we have Game Pass and some revenue forecasts there. So apparently, Game Pass makes $230 million a month, which is quite a lot. And that sounds like a lot, but there's also a chart within that same document showing the estimates for how much they think it would cost to bring a game to Game Pass. And these games cost a pretty penny. Yeah, I wrote some examples. So Lego Star Wars, $35 million. Assassin's Creed Mirage, $100 million.
Interesting.
Red Dead Redemption 2, $3 million a month. And Jedi Survivor, $300 million.
I mean, I might be stupid, but why is it expensive? Is it just because of like the licensing or the rights to put it on Game Pass?
Yeah, pretty much to convince him to put it on Game Pass.
Oh my god! All right. I mean,
How much money would it cost? $300 million for Jedi Survivor, and I don't think it's on Game Pass. So obviously they passed up on that.
well, I mean, yeah, I would have passed up on it too, especially after.
Yeah, because $300 million, that's a lot of money.
Dude,
it's a very, very pretty penny.
Dude, imagine that. Like, oh my god, especially like in the state. Well, I mean, no, it released in a bad state for PC. I think it was fine for consoles.
Kind of.
It had problems
Kind of.
on console too.
I think on PS5 particularly, it was a little iffy. Like performance mode just didn't work.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think performance mode just did not work, and it took them a while to fix that. And then we have Baldur's Gate 3 at a little measly $5 million. And well, I mean, look at where Baldur's Gate is now.
Yeah, which is funny because that was one of the details that I talked about in one of the leaks. how Microsoft dramatically underestimated Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, but we all did, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we did. Honestly, we didn't start giving a shit until all of the publishers that we don't like started saying, "Hey, this game is too good. Stop that." And we're like, "What? What did you say?" So yeah. But I'm glad. I'm glad.
And well, for the last bit, we have here some juicy gossip mentioned in the leaks. So a few things are very apparent. Phil has a real big hard-on for getting Nintendo. Like, this man really wants that Nintendo booty.
Booty.
Booty. Right? And this has been something that Xbox has been chasing for a long time. Like, back when the original Xbox was coming out, Microsoft actually offered to buy Nintendo, and Nintendo were like, ha!
Yeah, I think they laughed him out of the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eat shit, American. Eat a shit, American. There we go. That's my Japanese accent. That's my stereotype accent. I don't know what the fuck I said before.
You said a Japanese American accent. That was strictly Japanese.
Now that was Japanese. The one before that, I don't know what the hell I was saying.
Oh yeah, Japanese American. So American.
You dishonest us with your offer. And Miyamoto-san just off in the corner, playing with those little Pikmin action figures.
Yeah, no, he throws a Pikmin at fucking Phil, like, leave.
But this is before Phil, so whoever the guy was at the time negotiating,
yeah.
just throw some Pikmin at him.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now, excuse me, I'm going to make Mario Sunshine. He puts on his fucking Mario hat. Gets his flood pack on it, just flies away.
Just flies away and shit. Oh, dude, fucking classic.
So, I mean, interestingly, we have and he's really insistent on it, man. I have a quote here. We have an equal. Wait, I'm sorry. Whoops, not there. All right, would be. So his comment on Nintendo is that it would be a good move for both companies. It's just taking a long time for Nintendo to see that their future exists off of their own hardware. So Phil's just like, they're playing hard to get, bro. Don't worry. They'll come around. He's that guy at the club that just won't take no for an answer. He just...
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude.
And to him, it would be, quote, a career move, which, hey, I mean, to be fair,
dude,
it would be.
If I'll give it to Phil, he's ambitious. Because if Xbox, by some miracle, like, buys Nintendo and, like, that's it. You know, that's it. Like,
yeah,
the monopoly.
Like
they win monopoly. They win monopoly.
Yeah, the Activision Blizzard deal would look like freaking peanuts.
Yes, dude.
It would be 100% peanuts compared to Nintendo. Now, of course, this is like doomsday worst case scenario. I would never ever want this to happen.
No, never.
Never. If this ever happens, it is the end times.
It is. Well, I mean, we're already living in the dark timeline, so that's why I'm kind of like, oh, please, Nintendo, stay strong. Like, and thankfully they are strong. Thankfully they are strong.
Yeah, they're rolling in Switch and Wii money. They're good.
Me included. I contribute to the Wii fund.
Yeah. No, Wii, not Wii.
Wii. Oh, shit! I added myself.
Yeah, the Wii money, because they still have leftover money from that since the Wii did so damn good.
It did do so good, which yeah, it did do so good, especially the Wii U. Apparently, that was huge in Japan, right?
The Wii U?
Yeah.
No, bro, we had this discussion. That thing went failure.
Are you sure? Dude,
remember we looked up how many games there were? You're like, oh, I think it's 700 games. That's a lot, right? I'm like, bro, I bet you.
Oh, yeah. We did have
PlayStation has like...
My bad. Never mind.
No, bro, the Wii U fucking bombed, but the Wii did so well, Nintendo didn't give a shit.
Okay. All right, cool.
And then the Switch came along, and now it's doing absolutely amazing. So and Nintendo has no reason to sell to Microsoft.
Zero reason.
And hopefully they never will.
I don't think they will, dude. Honestly, ever since the Wii, they've essentially departed like the big like console war between, because it used to be PlayStation, Xbox, and the GameCube. But then with the Wii, they're like, you know what, man, like yeah, we're gonna do our own shit. You guys fuck around, by yourselves.
Yeah, you know what? Nintendo is our weird uncle off in Asia. Like, just
But we actually,
please, just keep being our fun weird uncle
yes, our fun weird
who
uncle, but he's like, he's a good
who
guy.
sues us if we if we dare make a Super Mario mod.
God forbid you even think about jailbreaking a Switch. That's already a fucking $10,000 fine. Thought police come, wipe your memory.
What was that? Oh my god, I can't. Damn it! There was that beam of like this kid had like cancer or something.
Oh
Like,
yes, yes, dude.
I forgot what it was.
Yes, dude.
But the punchline was Reggie Fils-Aimé was so moved that he flew all the way over to give Timmy a cease and desist order.
Yes, dude. I remember. Yes, dude. Like apparently he had made like a Mario or some kind of. I forgot what
It was a meme. It was completely made up.
Yeah,
It was
no,
fabricated.
it
But
was super made up, yes. And they're like, oh, they were so moved that they went and they immediately. I don't know if it was a cease and desist or they handed him like
a lawsuit order. Look that shit up again.
Dude, like, yeah, bro. Man, dude, Nintendo's fucking ruthless, bro. Especially, remember that meme I sent you about the Unity?
Oh yes, yes.
dude. Because apparently, like six Nintendo games were made with Unity, and it's fucking a rabid.
Okay, here we go. A young boy from Thailand dreamed about having a Nintendo Switch due to not having good financial conditions. He fabricated his own using cardboard and markers. His father moved, filmed him, and posted the video on social media. After going viral, it got the eyes of Nintendo's CEO, who went to Thailand personally and sued the boy for $2.5 million. Oh, that's a new one. Here's the original. Paco Gutierrez, age 9, always wanted a Nintendo console. However, due to being extremely poor living in Venezuela, it was just a distant dream. Using his creativity and the help from his uncle, he made a cardboard Super Mario game, posted it on YouTube, and the video went viral. Thanks to the video, Nintendo CEO Doug Bowser personally traveled to Venezuela to give Paco a cease and desist order and $200 million. Okay. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, also other things he had a hard on, or Phil Boy had a hard on, was for Valve apparently.
Yeah, which again, I applaud his ambition, but
Another doomsday scenario there.
again, Patreon, immortality for Lord Gavin. Just saying.
Yeah, well he's off chilling in New Zealand. He's off in the Shire, hanging out in New Zealand with his Gandalf beard and just vibing with the hobbits, collecting money.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it would
collecting all that Steam money.
It would make sense to buy Valve specifically for Steam because, like, literally, Steam is what Phil wants for Xbox, the perfect game distribution platform. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's the PC ecosystem, essentially. Like, he would own the entire PC ecosystem.
Exact. Yeah, dude. So it makes perfect sense. So, and of course, Phil, hey, instead of just making a good distribution system, buy it. Instead of making good games, just buy the developers and be like, here, you do it, and we'll just give you unlimited money. Well, not unlimited. But...
Which, hey, I mean, it can't work. We're getting Dishonored 3 because of that said infinite money.
Yeah, no, for sure. And there's other games too that's coming out. Like there's Obsidian's like Elder Scrolls ripoff.
Yeah, the Elder Scrolls at Home game.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls at Home game, exactly. I shouldn't say ripoff. That's mean. But they are gonna try their own hand at Elder Scrolls. Starfield, it didn't suck, which is a success in its own right. Are there any other Xbox games we're waiting for, dude?
Not that I can remember off the top of my head, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh well. But
there's gonna be more to come, for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we already talked about what's to come. So
Yeah, for sure.
and it looks like some pretty cool stuff. Now, also we have here Jim Ryan talking out his ass about
Jim Ryan talking. Yeah.
which hey, we're gonna talk about him later. But apparently Jimmy Jimbo Ryan thought that he had some comments about the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and he was all like, you know what, man? That's a cool deal and all, but for $69 billion, nice. Bungie, when we bought Bungie, you know what? That's more bang for our buck, man. We're going to get more than $69 billion off of Destiny and Bungie. Like,
To be fair,
what? They got...
The microtransactions from Destiny will probably meet that quota.
Yes, when they charge when they sell that $3 billion free color or whatever it is they're selling at this point. But look, man,
that was a joke. That was a joke. I'm just joking. But anyway, continue.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, bro, they got Call of Duty. You're telling me Destiny is more valuable than Call of Duty, Diablo, Warcraft, and Candy Crush? Candy Crush alone already makes more money than those 3 previous games I said combined.
Goddamn Facebook moms, dude. Fuck. Goddamn kids.
Exactly. All those Facebook moms and housewives just fueling that king machine, bro.
That king shit.
That king machine. And, well, I mean, as far as... right. And then the final thing is we actually have an interesting email where Phil talks about his assessment of the AAA landscape.
Yes.
And about how AAA gaming... And we kind of touched upon it a bit when you were talking about like the launchers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of touched upon it a little bit. And about how, the AAA industry didn't really catch up to digital distribution.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, exactly.
And what we have here is an interesting excerpt from on Kotaku is where I got it from, but it's actually missing a little bit of context, and you actually added some of that context because he was commenting about how Steam and like digital distributors really like usurped the ecosystem of gaming, because up until that point it was all brick and mortar and mom and pop shops and GameStop and all that shit.
Yeah.
Where you'd buy the game physically, but now with Steam, you have the convenience of just buying it at home and you can just download it to your computer.
Exactly.
And that's not including like all the amazing Steam sales and
yes, dude,
all that stuff. And so I'm gonna read just a few lines because it's pretty long. But the TLDR is he's saying like, yeah, we AAA studios didn't really do a good job at trying to catch up on digital distribution, and so they were kind of behind. And also they seem to be increasingly risk averse. And they're more interested in milking IPs that they created 10 years ago than making new IPs because of rising costs and stuff. And, well, it's pretty much shit we all know.
Yeah, no, shit we all know. But it's different when, like, someone who's in the industry and as a titan in the industry is real and is like, listen, guys, like let's not kid around, like, this is the reality of the situation. Like, you know it, I know it. Let's just stop, screwing around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then, so I'll read it from here. The hurdle rate on new IP at this high production levels have led to risk aversion by big publishers on new IPs. You've seen a rise of AAA publishers using rented IPs to try to offset the risk. Star Wars with EA, Spider-Man with Sony, Avatar with Ubisoft. The same dynamic has obviously played out in Hollywood, as well as Netflix creating more new IPs than any of the movie studios. So essentially what he's saying is like, Hollywood's still working on that new model, and unfortunately that new model, as it becomes more expensive, makes, making new IPs riskier, which is why we're getting all these fucking remakes and reboots and sequels, because these studios are so goddamn scared of trying something new and taking a risk that they just want to milk the old shit.
Exactly.
But Netflix, on the other hand, because, they got a good head start on the digital front, they got a good sum of money, and they were able to, start experimenting and taking risks. And well, maybe Netflix wasn't the best example because their quality control is kind of...
Listen.
But... Okay,
go.
wait, let me continue. But I do admire when a company does try new things.
Yes, dude.
And I admire when they try to make, new IPs and give us new things rather than give us Halo Part 60 and Call of Duty Part 500 with $3,000 skins.
And Warzone.
And Warzone with you play as fucking Nicki Minaj in your hardcore military shooter. What? Okay.
Oh, I think they also
All right.
did the Diablo crossover, so now you can play as Mommy Lilith.
Yeah, you can play as Mommy Lilith, and hey, Overwatch too now. Next season's gonna be Diablo themed, so.
I don't want to talk about Overwatch.
It's okay. That's the last man. That's the last one to mention.
It's okay. I know. But yeah.
But hey, if you want to read that, it's on Kotaku.
Well, yeah. I'm on the article now, and
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, for our listeners, if you want to read it,
Oh, sorry.
Right, again, we pretty much gave you the skinny on it. You can go to Kotaku, and it's called "Leaked Xbox Boss Email Perfectly Explains Why Game Publishers Are Eating Themselves Alive."
Yes.
And I'm probably gonna put a link in
the description. Yeah.
In the description, yeah. So you can look at it. But honestly, if you go to Twitter, it'll have the full context of it, so it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's pretty much it. And I will say that, given this assessment, I kind of like that Microsoft and Phil seem to be really interested in like in trying to subsidize new IPs. Like they really want their studios to just make what they want, and with very little oversight. They seem to be really committed to that, and sometimes that doesn't come with the best results, right? Like you got.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You got Redfall. Okay, but then you also have Hi-Fi Rush. Like,
yeah, dude, exactly.
Hi-Fi Rush probably wouldn't have existed if there wasn't Microsoft money in there, because any other executive would have been like, why is this not a new Devil May Cry game? What is this character action? We could have made a Devil May Cry 6, which I would have been totally down for, by the way. But I know, but this should have been Devil May Cry 6. Is this gonna make $1 billion? Where's the Call of Duty? Where are the microtransactions?
Where is
$40 for this game? No, why is it not $70? That is a new standard.
I fuck that standard.
Game prices are too low.
Where's your battle pass? I want
exactly
a
right.
battle pass right now. Oh God.
You play to the sound of music. Where's the Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, dude. Honestly, that kind of like let game developers and studios make the games that they want to make is very reminiscent of Valve's model, where they kind of just let their workers like work on whatever the fuck they want, which.
Yeah, but that kind of in Valve's case,
yeah, no,
it's kind of like.
I'm just saying. I don't know. So here's the thing, though. It'll be different. It's different with Microsoft because like Phil is like, listen, guys, make whatever game you want, but once you start, please finish.
Yeah, Valve, you're like, maybe finish, maybe you don't.
Dude.
Also, I heard that Valve employees get like a cut of what they make. Like if they make something and they sell it on they actually get like a personal cut that goes to the employee who made it.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's also kind of part of the reason why they don't really make new things, because they're like, well, we could just make Counter-Strike skins, right? We'll just sell it on the market for like $100, and then I get 30% or whatever.
Oh my God, dude! Did you see how much money?
Or I was just gonna make what?
Sorry, go.
No, I was just gonna say another example, like, we're just gonna make Dota. We're just gonna keep making more Dota shit.
More Dota skins and Counter-Strike 2, which by the way, they already made a fucking. So you ready for this? So,
oh God,
CS2 released, by the way. Counter-Strike 2, next gen Counter-Strike, which I'm excited for, not just because I like Counter-Strike, but within 40 minutes of launching, Valve already earned $40 million from those cases.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, dude. everyone was already opening those boxes and getting those weapon skins and those rares, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, no fucking way. I can't. But yeah, so sorry, that was a little segue. I just wanted to since we were on the topic of Valve and skins.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay, sorry, hold on.
so yeah,
Okay.
so
Well, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up for that story. Ready to move on?
oh, so are we done covering the Microsoft leaks?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, unless you have any other things that we didn't discuss.
No, not really. I mean, I like. It seems like Phil really wants good games to be made, but he realizes that he's got to get the right people, because I mean, yeah, it's people are becoming risk averse. Oh yeah, this actually I wanted to say this point earlier, but I got sidetracked. The whole risk averse strategy that they're going for, that they're milking remakes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's that because it's so expensive, but I also think that, there's just not a lot of like people that are good at their job anymore, you know?
Well, how can you get people who are good at their job when they all fucking quit because they all burn
Well,
out?
exactly. And then the people who actually do end up writing, for example, just they don't write good stories. But the thing is, you don't even know if that's the case or if it's because of they just don't want to fund it or what have you. Honestly, the only way to really find out for sure is whether, which is which, is if it's a success. So you give it money and say, okay, cool. Now everything is there for a good game to be made. Now we just have to wait for the game to be good. And if the game is good, then obviously the writers did a good job, or the people who made the game did a good job. No, because you had made the allusion to Hollywood and the whole writer's strike and the voice, actors, or the actor strike in general. And
Yeah, because that parallel is there.
exactly.
We've been seeing this parallel for years.
Exactly. So it's just hard because, you want to try and identify what the core issue is, and it's really not just one thing. It's like a multitude of.
It's never just one thing.
No, I know, but it's amazing, like of how many things are all perfectly aligning to create this perfect storm of shit that.
Well, I mean, this is pretty much like what happens when when you reach late stage capitalism at this point. Like, it's just,
yeah.
When your entire model is we have to please the investors every quarter and make growth all the time, every time.
That's ass. That's garbage.
Then when you factor in increasing costs, when you're like, oh no, we have to have the latest engine, and we have to, we have to model every ass hair on this character's butt cheeks, and make sure the horse's balls shrink when it gets cold, like shit that no one cares about, but you spend money on it anyways.
That's proprietary technology.
It's proprietary technology.
But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Honestly, dude, if it was real capitalism would have let these companies fail when their ideas didn't work out. Like, they would have legitimately paid for their failures, but instead what's happening is they're not. They're instead cutting costs and like just giving money to themselves and screwing everybody else over. But that's a personal opinion of mine, though. I really think that companies should be allowed to fail if they make enough shit decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
But
no, of course.
But I think we're getting on a tangent with that one.
Yeah, we're getting on.
Yeah, sorry.
Some different commentary there.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, damn, bro, that was a lot of Microsoft shit. Goddamn.
That was.
Yeah. Oof.
We are at an hour 34, bro.
Yeah.
An hour 34. An hour and 10 minutes.
We still have.
Damn, boy.
Damn, boy.
There's so much to talk about.
Okay.
All right. Well, luckily these are a bit shorter, but still pretty important nonetheless.
Yes.
So we have here the FTC look like they're determined to re-challenge the Activision Blizzard Microsoft acquisition fresh off the approval of the UK government approving the deal after Microsoft said they'll give the publishing rights to cloud gaming to Ubisoft.
Yes.
But FTC, on the other hand, is like, nah.
You're not
come back, come here. Where you going? We ain't done here. And even though the deal is set to close by October 18th, it seems like the FTC can still challenge it even after the completion. But look, man, at this point, like, what the fuck else are you gonna? What else do you have to say at this point? Like, what are you trying to stop?
Yeah.
Everyone has said yes at this point. I mean, I don't see much of the. Now, I don't remember what the reasoning was for the original challenge, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think the original challenge was it was pretty basic. You know, they fear a monopoly or a competition threat, which is the whole reason why they would even attack in the first place. But I guess yeah, I don't know. I guess they're
yeah, it's very strange because Microsoft has been jumping through hoops like trying to appease.
Yes, dude, they have, which is weird. Usually they're like, nah, like, but no, it's fine.
Well, they have to because or else nothing happens.
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, at least as far as that is concerned, like at least just the pressure is forcing them to jump through hoops. I think is a good thing, but it's done, man.
Yeah, dude.
The deal's gonna close, and then that'll be it.
Indeed. All right.
Yeah, I mean, any other thoughts on this? Because like I mean, there's honestly not too much information. Well, this is something that's developing.
Honestly,
and we'll just have to wait.
They're stalling.
They're stalling.
Wait, you think I'm stalling? Fuck.
Never.
That's
Stalling right now.
Stalling
yes.
right now. Yes, that's what you're doing. Fuck, dude.
I'm
that's the third
stalling.
SpongeBob reference I've made. I need help.
Yes, stalling.
No, but dude, I'm still. I actually had to fight my laugh for like 5 minutes when I brought up the whole the barrel chest for the Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Okay.
Go to the next story, please.
Okay. Next story. So we're gonna hop over from Microsoft to Sony, and in surprising news, Jim Ryan, the current CEO of PlayStation, has decided that he is going to retire next spring, which is very surprising. But his reasons were that to him it was the stress of working in America but still living in the Europe was starting to weigh on him, and he decided that, I guess, to achieve a better work-life balance and to maybe spend more time with family and such, that he was going to quit being CEO. And so this will mark the end of his short 4-year tenure as he became CEO in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
After, God, who was the last guy? It was, I forgot his name. It was, but everyone liked him. But no one liked Jim Ryan. So at this point, there was much cheering and rejoicing, as to quote Monty Python.
Everyone loves
on the internet, as Jim Ryan himself has proved to be a bit controversial. And personally, I don't really know too much about why, but says here in this, what do we have, a Bloomberg article. So I actually have the Bloomberg article. Ryan's 4-year tenure was also marred by controversy, in part because of his tendency to lift up his foot and insert it into his mouth, which, yes. he definitely did put his foot firmly in his mouth, like, say, implying Destiny is worth more than Call of Duty and King and Warcraft.
That sounds like someone who knew he got a bad deal, and now he's trying to convince everybody that no, like he made a good purchase.
Yeah, which, I mean, he did make a good purchase, but not better than Warcraft, Call of Duty, and King.
God, bro.
Oh, Sean Layden, that's her go. That was the name of the previous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sean Layden, and then before that was like Jack Hauser, I think it was.
Jack House. Yeah,
but
that name sounds familiar.
yeah, I think it was Jack Hauser, and people liked them because they seemed pretty pro consumer and pro gamer. But as we've seen, Sony has become increasingly more and more corporate, like with the recent price hike for PS Plus, for example.
Yep.
Where it increased by what, like 30%, something crazy like that.
That's just crazy,
like
dude.
PS Plus prices went up by like 30% for some tiers. Let's see. Continuing on. At one point, he infuriated retro game fans and preservationists by saying that old PlayStation 1 and 2 games looked ancient. Like, why would anyone play this? I don't know, dude. Maybe because they're fun? You ever thought of that? I mean, sure, they look like shit, but they're fun. And sometimes they're even more fun than the stuff that comes out now.
Yes.
Like, what was it? I was like some PS2 games playing on the emulator that I had a lot of fun with. Some of my favorite gaming experiences, like Kingsfield.
Yes.
One of my favorite gaming experiences. And that game still looks pretty good. I mean, granted, I was using an emulator, but it did have some upscaling on it. But it still looked pretty damn good, right? And that's been a game that I really enjoy. And the more I think about the game, the more I actually really like it. Like before, I remember when we talked about it in our very first episode, that I said it was a very good game and it was the best game. I would never recommend anybody.
Yes, I remember that clear as day.
I believe in that even more so now. Like I really do enjoy that game. I think it's actually a great game at this point. Before I say it's very good, now I say no, it's a great game. And then games like Shinobi on the PlayStation 2, I also really enjoyed. I played Rogue Galaxy. Oh, I didn't really like Rogue Galaxy that much. I kind of wish I didn't play Rogue Galaxy again because, like, yeah, this isn't the game I remember. This game's kind of mid.
I saw a little bit of it, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, I was like, the game isn't as good as I remember. Another time, while touting the company's accomplishments in Europe and Asia, Ryan claimed that people had never played games before PlayStation in the Middle East, which was false, of course.
Damn, bro, the guy just is a walking gaff machine, huh?
Yep. Yeah, he just I guess foot is just his favorite food. He just can't stop fucking eating it, man. He's like, oh, hold on, guys. Let me just.
They're just gonna oh.
All right, this goes good as some salt. It's like Gordon Ramsay. Oh, finally, some good fucking food.
Some good fucking food.
Yes, and apparently people in the Middle East do not play video games. If you are living in Iran, you don't play video games, right? You don't got video games there. You
don't game, man.
You don't game, bro. You run around the desert and make sandcastles.
Or ride Toyotas.
And then, more recently, perhaps his biggest flaw came in 2022, just after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Rather than take a stance on abortion rights, as some staff had hoped, Ryan wrote that we owe it to each other and to PlayStation's billions of users to respect differences of opinion among everyone in our own internal and external communities. Which has to be the biggest sidestep of all time.
Yeah. It's a huge sidestep.
Yeah. So, needless to say, people are very happy that he is gone. I mean, this also isn't including the random censorship that was going on with PlayStation games, especially for the more spicy scenes in certain games. Like, for example, the PlayStation version of Devil May Cry had a scene where lady takes off her clothes to go put on new clothes. And in the Xbox version, right, you get a nice little back view. But in the PlayStation version, they just J.J. Abrams that shit and just went strobe light. Just,
for real?
Can't see nothing. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people were very upset.
Yeah, and then so that was just one example of numerous random censorship that they would employ.
Hmm.
So, and also Jim Ryan's also the guy who's been pushing for games as a service, which, goddamn man.
We all know how that turned out.
Yep.
We all
Well, I
know
mean,
how
they're
that.
still trying. They have some games coming out that will be games as a service, like Marathon and Helldivers 2, which are being pushed as games as a service. And well, I mean, this is a really long article here. I think I'll put this one up as well
Yeah.
because it's a pretty lengthy read, and I read through most of it, but that's pretty much the gist of it, the TLDR.
Yeah.
And we'll see who replaces him. Hopefully, it'll be someone who doesn't have such a taste for feet, and maybe learn to just shut up for a few minutes.
Well, I'm sure he'll shut up now when he retires. He can give awful takes, in Europe, back in Europe.
All right. Well, still continuing off Sony, we have some very sad news. Very, very sad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems the troubles for the KOTOR PS5 remake still continues as Sony recently hid the trailer from their channel. And if you remember, back in 2021, they showed a little teaser trailer where Revan comes out of the shadows with his lightsaber, and then it shows KOTOR, right, remake, and everyone was very excited. And then soon afterwards, we heard that there was some development troubles with Aspire, who was the studio behind the remake, as they spent apparently a lot of resources on making a vertical slice for the game, which is pretty much like a demo that you show your employers on the progress of the game, and it left much to be desired. And so they decided to shelve the game temporarily, and we have heard very little of it until now, where now it's been hidden, and well, it looks like
That's not good.
the troubles continue, right? And it's not good. Now, Sony did comment on this, and they said that it was that they always do this when the license expires on third-party music. But why would your license expire in a game you're still supposedly making?
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense.
Either the only thing that would make sense is it's been in development for that long that the license fucking expired. But even then,
Yeah,
that's a stretch.
Or whatever they're making is so different from what the trailer implies, they decide that we're just gonna take this off because
Yeah.
we don't want to give the wrong impression.
No, of course. Yeah, this no longer reflects the game we're making, and they can false advertising or some shit. So, but honestly, yeah, it's sad, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't know why it's so hard to get something KOTOR related.
Dude, I get it. I really do, but maybe this is for the best, because the first two KOTORs were so they were perfect games, story wise anyway. Of course, they had their bugs and stuff, but they were good games. Those are legit masterpieces. The last thing we need is people messing up that legacy. And also, I don't want people that do not know Star Wars or actively hate Star Wars writing Star Wars. Just like the head writer that they had gotten, I forgot her name, but dude, she was very vocal about how much she did not like Star Wars, and it's like, well, what the fuck are you? Why are you here then? Why are you here? Why are you making this game if you don't even like the source material? Like, come on, dude. So, and that was that their first choice for a game director or for a head writer or whatever her position was?
Hold on.
I know we talked about it before.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning it in passing one time, but her name is Sam Maggs.
Yeah, I think.
But apparently she quit early on in development, so
Good. Like I said.
But I mean, it doesn't matter at this point because the game is in dire straits at this point and is practically canceled. Although nothing has been confirmed yet, it does look very dire
Yeah, it does.
for what's happening.
But yeah, so honestly, like I said, as sad as it is, it's for the best. You know, because like we discussed before, they're only making games like this because it's cost effective, not because they actually want to. You know, I mean, for a few exceptions, you know, a few exceptional, you know, remakes, you know, not all remakes are good. And considering the history with you know what's been happening with this remake, it's maybe it's best if it just doesn't get made. At least not right now. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm just reading here on Sam Max a bit, but whatever. Okay, well, we do have some things to be hopeful for. At least I do for this next one.
Yeah.
For this next one. So we have the recently announced indie shooter, Selaco, which is actually a GZ Doom game. It started off as a Doom mod made on the GZ Doom engine, which is a heavily modified version of the Doom engine. But it eventually became so big that they decided to just make it a game, a full-fledged game. And this game has been in development for the better part of like almost a decade at this point, because it's been changed and expanded so many times. But now looks like it's gonna be a real boy real soon, because they announced it's gonna be in early access in 2024, I believe in May. And personally, I am stoked. Yeah, May 2024. I am absolutely stoked for this because I remember playing the demo during one of the Steam Next Fests, and it blew me away. I loved it. It was by far my favorite game I played during that Next Fest. And that demo is actually still available. So if you are interested, I highly recommend getting it and playing it. But the whole thing for it is that it's a GZ Doom game, so it's gonna have but it looks beautiful, right? Like you would never know it's in the Doom engine. Like you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah, I did. And dude, I was very impressed.
Yeah, that's in the Doom engine. So like it has 3D graphics, but it still has, you know, those sprites, but everything is hyper detailed. And there's tons of like little like illumination effects and particle effects going on that aren't natively, you know, possible on the Doom engine, but on the GZ Doom engine, you know, if you spice it up enough, you can do it.
Yeah.
And the whole thing of the game is that it's supposed to be like it's an action shooter, but it's in the same vein as like Fear, where Fear is like an action game, but it's also kind of tactical too. And it has like an emphasis on like moving around and like kicking, like doing like first person martial arts, but also, you know, you're still doing a lot of shooting and stuff. And it just looks so cool.
It does look cool, and I like the kick.
It looks really cool. Yeah, you get to get the kick, you get to slide around. You can actually kick down you kick the enemies and they go like flying into the wall and they splat.
I think I saw one enemy get shot into a wall so much that like he just got pinned into the wall.
Yeah,
I thought that was.
Yeah, there's like really cool physics and animations behind it.
That's funny, dude.
Really, really cool. I mean, unfortunately, it's just early access. Now, personally, I don't like buying early access. I don't really believe in buying something before it's done.
Yes.
But for this, I might make an exception.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think I might make an exception. And apparently it has 25 open levels, 11 weapons, and full modding support.
Dope.
So,
excuse me.
Still a little ways away, about just a little over 6 months away. But something I'm definitely probably gonna buy it when it comes out.
Yeah.
At least the early access, and then hopefully with early access they'll be able to finish it and get a 1.0 release pretty soon afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about let's talk about something you're excited about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a little something to touch on, but
oh wait, I'm sorry. Before we go on that, like, I just want to say, like, I really wanted to show the trailer, and this is the reason why I want to move to OBS, because now I want to start showing trailers.
Indeed. Yes.
So that way our viewers can actually see what the hell I'm talking about, because I feel like half the time, if I say like, oh yeah, go watch this thing, they're not going to fucking go see it. But if we put it on the put in the cast, they'll see it and be like, oh shit, this looks cool, right?
Honestly, dude, yeah.
And trust me, Selaco is really cool. Okay, if you like FPS games, look it up.
No, I agree. And honestly, dude, and for our viewers as well, we've been working on a lot of stuff to try and bring you a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic podcast. So it's not just two dudes talking into a mic, but we actually have some content to share. We can point out some stuff, and yeah, just make it brighter. Like we're working on it, but we essentially have to learn how to do it. So, but we're gonna learn, damn it. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
we're gonna learn indeed. We already did some of the work for it.
Yeah, we did some
But
of the work, but it's not ready yet.
but yeah,
No,
it's
no,
not ready
no,
yet. But speaking of things,
not ready.
it's not ready. The dragons are coming.
The pizzas are on their way.
The pizzas are on their way.
But yeah, dude, super
All
dope.
right. Well, speaking of things on the way and something you're excited about,
Yes,
you wanna segue us into the
absolutely.
next game?
Yes, bro. So, well, as I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, The Legend of Heroes, Kuro no Kiseki, which has now been fully translated into Trails Through Daybreak. It has been announced for Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC, and it is going to debut September 2024. Sorry, summer 24.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What the hell?
Sorry. And I won't lie, I saw the release date, and I am terrified because I'm like, I have to blitz through Reverie now. I can't just. This fucking sucks, man. There's too many games, and oh my god, dude. I might quit my second job just so I can play my backlog and just do overtime at the hospital to make up for the hours.
Well, how about you tell us a bit about the trailer, man? Because it's actually a pretty extensive trailer. It's almost 3 minutes long.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. But yeah, so the trailer is, dude, honestly, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of reused concepts, like the whole like mech battles, but now instead of like giant ass mechs, it's like a fucking Iron Man suit, which they're called Grendels.
Yeah, stupid name, but you look like a Power Ranger with him on. That's cool.
Yes, dude. You know what? Yeah, it's funny. I say Iron Man, but you're right. I think Power Ranger is the better it's what's it called? Better name for it. So anyway, so the game actually takes place in the Republic of Calvard, which is one of the nation states in Zumeria, which is the continent that the game takes place in. And so far throughout the entire like series, which is like I think 22 games. No, not 22. I'm so sorry. See,
It's a lot.
It's a lot. There's a lot of games, and each of the games they focus on different areas of the continent and the different kingdoms. So for the first three, which we had Trails in the Sky, which was a three-part, which is a trilogy, took place in the Liberal Kingdom. Then we had Trails of Cold Seal, which were 4 games, all focused, mainly focused on Erebonia, which is the largest the Erebonian Empire, which is the largest country in Zumeria. And then in like 3 and 4, you actually there's like a little bit of overlap with other places. Then you had Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, which took place in the nation of Crossbell, which is kind of like, because it's not a big country. It's actually just one city, but it's like an independent city, like it's its own.
It's a city state.
There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. It's a city state that does its own thing. 3, so that's 4.
So clearly a big world.
Yeah, so it's huge. And then you had one called the Republic of Calvard, which is to the east, and that was only ever referenced, and we've never actually seen anything on it. At least I haven't until now, which is where this new Trails game takes place. And it's funny too because every country has its own influence. Like the Liberal Kingdom was, I think, very, what's it called? Very, I don't know how to say it. I want to say English because the country was a monarchy. It's got a queen that decrees over everything. Then the Erebonian Empire, empire. So you had an emperor, you had a chancellor, as a governor, and then the Republic of Calvard was more democratic in its in its presentation, as you can tell by the name, where it has a president and they have elections and all that good shit. So now it takes place in the Republic of Calvard. I don't know much about the story though of it because I don't want any spoilers. All I know is there's a really nice looking character that's blonde, which is right up my
Right up
alley.
your alley.
And there's cars now. Well, I mean, there's always been cars, but I did think you might actually get to control the cars. That'd be pretty dope. And they just unveiled a lot of characters, and they actually had a moment, Jesse, that you've probably seen. It's a blink and you miss it, where you actually see your girl walking.
Shit, really?
Yes,
Hold
dude.
on. I think I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girl Fee.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah, well, she's in the game. They already showed that she's in the game.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Actually, in the other trailer, when she was actually in combat, and dude, I when I saw that, I was like, oh, dude, I gotta send this trailer. I gotta send it to Jesse. He's gonna flip. She's all
that's my
grown
girl,
up.
bro.
Damn it. She's all grown up.
That's my girl, bro.
Damn.
She's so cool. I love
No,
her.
dude, she's dope. And I wonder now that she's more mature, like what she's gonna be like. But yeah. So apparently, from what I gathered in the trailer, there's a guy, and his name is Van Arkride, and he is a part of his own corporation or LLC called Arkride Solutions, and he is essentially what's called a Spriggan. I have no idea what the fuck that is, but he is essentially a mercenary that takes on work but he doesn't have like reservations. Like he'll take work from just about anybody. He even says it in...
Which he says in the beginning of the trailer.
He says it in the beginning of the trailer. So, we don't know if he's a good or bad guy, because, these games, it's pretty obvious, like, who's good or who's bad, or who is good, who is bad, but, like, does shit for good reasons kind of thing. But, I think they may be attempting to go with a more, like, morally ambiguous character, which would be pretty dope. And yeah. And we'll see how it goes, pretty much.
Yeah, and I see here in the trailer they give us a look at pretty much all the potential party members.
Yes.
That we could have. You got oh wait, whoops. You got your blonde girl with jiggling plot, gain axing.
Yeah, jiggling plot armor.
Yeah. She just turns around and her titties just bounce.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
She just turns around, and then we got Fee at home.
Fee at home.
Fee with blue hair. We got some femboy with like a big gauntlet thing. Some pink-haired chick named Judith who looks like she's like a movie star, like an idol. Some badass-looking old man who's gonna throw hands.
Yeah.
A girl named Elaine Claire, who's like a knight.
Oh.
Some dude named Renee Kincaid. And then the samurai girl, she looks super cool.
Yes. Okay, so she is actually a practitioner of the Eight Leaves school, which is the same school that Reen practiced for the viewers at home. So
from the previous games.
Yeah, from the previous games. So I found that little tidbit by accident. Pero looking at her sword,
it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. But then after I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, that is the Eight Leaves. So I wonder if she'll have a connection to the other characters, because it's a really well-known sword style. Actually, I think it's one of if not the most well-known sword style. Like essentially every master of the Eight Leaves One Blade School is like absurdly powerful in their own right. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What about the combat system? Can you tell us something about the combat system?
Oh, well, I think they've changed it up a bit. So it is turn-based. However, now you're free to actually move around the battlefield before you take a turn, without actually having to take your turn. So it's kind of like the old system where you move, but instead of it costing a turn, you get to move and reposition yourself, and then actually take your actions, whether it be to attack, or use a craft, or use an arts. But I saw that a long time ago. I don't know if they're gonna bring back the link system, where you can link up with party members, and then you can trigger a critical, which will have them attack. I'm curious to see, because from what I saw in this trailer, and actually I saw more in the old trailers from like years back when this game actually was still being developed. It's completely revamped. Like it looks good. Like I think this is going to be the best combat system. It's going to take all the best parts of um of everything that we've had so far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I really love the Trails combat system.
Yes, dude.
It's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, dude. Which surprised
Honestly, the amount of
yeah,
stuff.
which surprised me because like you're a JRPG aficionado, so like for you to give a compliment like that to what I think is my favorite, well, not what I think, what I think is one of the best JRPGs out there, that makes me happy. It makes me happy.
Okay. Yeah, no, it has a great combat system. I really liked it. It's a little too easy to cheese. Like by the end of the game, I just didn't give a fuck about combat at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
There was only maybe like 2 fights in like the entire games. Like in all the games, like maybe like 2 or 3 fights that maybe used my brain.
Yes.
But other than that, like, it's so even on hard, I'm like, okay. Because I was playing on hard and you were playing on normal,
Yeah.
and I was still like blitzing through stuff and just breezing right by them.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm curious to see what it does. I'm curious to see what the story brings. It looks like some of the story is gonna be about like dark forces and stuff, which I'm still kind of confused about. But maybe
But we'll see, man.
I have to finish Reverie. That's what I have to do because I'm confused because I don't have the context most likely.
I mean, even if you have the context, the writing of these games gets so bonkers. I really hope they kind of
Dude, okay, so
they kind of bring it down a bit.
good news on that front. I'm told, or in the people who have played the game, that it is, yes, like it's been brought back down. Like it's no longer ludicrous as fuck. So I'm happy because as much as I love, God, every time I talk about this game, we always have the same conversation about how the quality and the writing and just like I don't even know what you call it, the magic system, the lore just gets insane that you're just like, dude, come on, man. Like I can only suspend my disbelief for so long before you kill me like that. But I heard that they do a good job of doing that. And they should because they had a really good thing going with the whole like political strife storyline in Trails 1 and 2. And
Yeah, I actually really like that stuff.
yes, and then they just fucking like, dude, they just did away with it, and it sucked. It really did suck.
Yeah, it turns some weird supernatural bullshit. Some convoluted ass.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can still have the supernatural, but fuck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I hope this new guy Van's a bit more interesting than your boy Reed.
Yeah.
I also hope he doesn't have a weird ass sister who's into him a little too much.
Well, thankfully, he looks like a loner, so there will be no. Dude,
okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a Japanese name for that kind of a trope, for the sister or the
Brocon and Syscon.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much what it just boils down to. It's just you're a Brocon or a Syscon.
Oh, okay then. Well, hopefully there's no cons of any nature in this new game.
Yeah. Hope not. Please, that was kind of fucking weird.
I don't know, man, because
even though they're not blood related, I don't care.
I love.
It's okay. She's totally not blood related sister. I love my totally not blood related brother.
When you were brought in all those years ago, and we took care of you. I claimed you as my own brother, firmly establishing that they're not blood related. It's like, okay, cool, awesome. It's like I know we've never been tied by blood, but I always thought we were something more. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. You guys aren't related. Stop. Damn. Then you. No, there might be more of that. Cause I'm like.
Japan's are a bunch of fucking hillbillies, bro.
What?
Japan are like the fucking hillbillies of Asia, man. That's something I can explain it. They just have some weird need to have this pseudo incest tropes in their content, their entertainment.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, but honestly, there might be more. There might be more of that because I'm thinking back and Trails in the Sky, the two main characters, like.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes, the two main characters are literally totally not blood related, but
Well, you know what though? I think it was handled way better than Reen and Elise. Sorry, I had to.
Elise.
I
I forgot her
had to
name.
be like At least, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah, I forgot her name too.
yeah.
Don't worry.
No, but dude, it was handled way better. I liked it. I liked it way better.
Okay, I'm glad
Like,
to hear
like
that.
I didn't think it was weird until later, and I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, wait a
Like,
fucking minute.
yeah, that's how good it was. So, yeah. So yeah, definitely. Well, no, I can't. I was gonna say, oh yeah, you should totally play it. I'm like, no,
You'll never
the
finish.
backlog,
You'll
dude.
never finish.
Yes, dude, you absolutely will not finish that game. But
Reverie?
what?
Or do you mean in general the
Oh
Trails games or
yeah, yeah.
Reverie?
Like go back and play the original ones. But
No, I'm not
there's
doing
yeah
that.
no.
Dude, I played through 4 and 1 through 4 in like a summer, and you saw me do it.
Oh my god, dude.
You saw me play 1 through 2 back to back.
Yes, dude, I did, and I was like, damn, bro, you're a monster. And there's a lot,
I had nothing else to do. That's what happens when you're unemployed and you have too much free
and
time.
there's no good games.
And yeah, that was kind of a dry year. It was like 2021, so it was a little dry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think the COVID.
No, it was 2020.
Yeah, that's right.
So
yeah,
like we were in a freaking
yeah,
pandemic.
pandemic.
Right.
No good games. No games. Period, because of COVID. And then yeah.
Yeah, I just finished Doom Eternal, so like you can only replay Doom Eternal so many times.
Yeah.
So why not play something that's 100 plus hours and then play something else again
Yeah.
that's another 100 plus hours, and then do it a third time and then a fourth time.
Badass, dude. Awesome. All right.
All right.
Oh.
Well, that's about it, man.
Yeah,
Right?
man. That's about it. Unless there's anything else you want to add, but I think we covered everything we wanted
Nope. Nope. And we it only took us 2 hours and 11 minutes.
to. Yeah, dude. But I can't believe we spent an hour and a half just on Microsoft, bro. That's so fun. Well, actually, no.
It's big news.
Yeah, no, I know
man.
it was huge news. Well, actually, no. I think because we had a good size intro. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I did talk about
Yeah,
stuff for like 15, 20 minutes, but
yeah,
still.
dude. We did great. We did awesome. But yeah. So, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Nah, man. Sign us
All right,
away.
sounds good. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for the Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And honestly, yeah, dude. Like we really appreciate our viewers. You know, we just like to eat shit and talk about games, and it's always nice when people actually like that shit. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to leave a comment if you want us to talk about something in the future. If you don't want to leave us a like and subscribe and you thought we were kind of annoying, that's fine. Just send it to somebody else that you hate. You know, maybe our annoying voices will bring their day down, which will make you happy. Which, hey, that would be good for us as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. All right.
All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Peace.
Take care, everybody.